It's a dark night. 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 It's a dark night.
I fucked that up. All right, guys, welcome to BDA Boxing, the Friday special, Open Lines Friday. Yep, we have a fight tomorrow. We had the weigh-in, so let's talk about this fight and anything else you guys want to talk about. We can also talk about the lightweight division because next week we have Kambosos versus Devin Haney. That's gonna be a great fight. So yeah, let's open up the Discord. It's already open, by the way, guys. Posted the link in the chat. I'm gonna post it again. Also, that link is in the description. Now we're gonna allow like 10 people max. All right, or else it gets too chaotic. We're gonna rotate though. For some reason I can't get into the. Oh, there we are. Okay, so I'm there. I'm in the Open Lines Friday group. If you click the link, you'll be able to join me. And actually, I'm gonna call Jimmy as well. What the fuck is this? Oops. There we go. So anybody can join. I'm gonna send some links actually. There we go. MMA. Gonzalo. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Let's give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Who do we have in the chat? Super Anderson Aldo. What about me? Little Flex Lewis. Boogie. Teji Boogie. Triple JJJ. Who else do we have in the chat? J Perez. Ain't famous? Ain't famous. Oh, we got somebody here. We have Co-Surge. What's up? Can you guys hear me? Gonzalo, can you hear me? Yo. Better not have fucked up my microphone here. Can you guys hear this?
Motherfucker, take it outside.
Can you guys hear that? Fuck.
What's up? I can hear you, man.
Alright. Shit, I was freaking out here. Alright, welcome to the show, man. What do you want to talk about?
I'll come and fight, man.
Alright, your thoughts?
And you know what? It's gonna sound weird, right? But I think Rolly might pull it off, man.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. Jesus, man. I don't know why people keep hyping this guy up. The power. They're talking about this power, and I'm like, I started to get into the hype. By the way, like 2 weeks ago, I was like, you know what? Maybe. What if he lands? But then I was looking at Rolly's fights and analyzing them. The guy sucks. He has no balance. What if he lands? Sure. But that's the same thing we set up with Wilder. What if he lands against Fury in the third fight? What if, like, either you have it or you don't. And it's very unlikely, in my opinion. But listen, if he wins, I'll give you all the credit, man.
The power's
I'm
not
not saying he's
clean.
gonna win, but I'm saying he might pull it off. He might. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, you never know. I mean, dude, we had some big upsets this year. Think about it. We had Canelo loss, man. Who expected that? Nobody. So, it might be another upset.
Right.
Yeah. But those two guys are elite fighters, man. Lando Romero, he's got a reputation from the sparring. The power's not landing cleanly. He's pushing his punches, and he's just basically trying to overpower other fighters. When he lands, he doesn't land squarely, like the type of knockout power that, real knockout artist has. When you're throwing the punch, you're intent on landing it on a specific spot. No accuracy. It's just basically overpowered. Yeah, to break some other guys down that are smaller, but I don't think it will for Tank.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, yes, it's possible that Rolly Romero can pull it off. How likely is it? That's the thing. Like,
Not very
should I place a bet on this fight?
I actually betted $100 on him. You know.
On what, stoppage?
Nah, it's not that he knocks out Davis, you know. But I mean, it's just some bullshit bet. I
Right.
probably know I'm gonna lose the money, but just in case, you know. Like with Canelo, I betted against Canelo and I won. So I'm like, fuck it, let me do it again. I might be in luck.
Yeah. Although that
Are you
fight,
proud of that money?
Huh?
Are you proud of that money?
Well, part of what money that I won against Canelo? Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Why wouldn't I?
but that
I won.
How
fight,
much
I mean,
money did you make
but-
off $100? Because they said you made 600 off of 25. So did you make that much really?
Let me do the math. You know what I'm saying?
So you
What
did
was
get the
that?
600 for every 25. You got 3,200.
Yes, sir, man. You should have
Oh,
bet it,
wow.
bro. You know.
Jesus.
Let me tell you something, though. You know what got me though? When I thought Canelo was gonna lose, when he went vegan. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, hell no. That
Didn't
vegan
Timothy-
shit,
no,
man,
no,
that makes
did-
you super weak. I know because I did it before. You know what I'm saying? And
didn't
I'm like, man, I
Timothy-
feel like shit.
Yeah, but didn't Timothy Bradley also go vegan though? And he might
Yeah,
have
but you know what I'm saying? I guess, honestly, for me personally, when he went vegan, I was like, man, that should mess me up bad, bro. Like I said, I was feeling weak. Then I'm like, man, this ain't it. You know, so after a month. So I'm saying, Canelo went vegan. I said, man, he's going to take the L right there. Just because of that. And I think that's part of the reason too, bro. I was feeling tired as hell. I seen him in the fight. How he look? He looked tired since round 3, man. He looked
Yeah.
gassed out. I was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, but Rolando Romero ain't no Dimitri Bivol, man.
No, you're right, you're right, you're right,
exactly.
but I'm
So
saying-
that's what I'm saying. And Tank Davis isn't going vegan.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you. I agree with you guys 100%. But I'm saying I made my bet against Canelo. I won that money, so I'm gonna put 100 on.
Yeah, that's
Rolly,
exactly.
just to fuck around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
that
like
makes
some extra
sense.
credit. If you win, it's cool. If I lose it, it's cool too. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So you
that
made
makes-
3,200 and basically $100 off your profit. You're betting that. So you're
Yeah.
not
Put it back
a loser.
in.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
Put it back in for Rolly. If it wins, cool. If I lose it, man, it's all good.
All
It is
right.
what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey,
What's that?
real quick before we get the show going, I just want to, restore a little bit of humanity here in this world, man, and mention that there's somebody in the Discord who's going through a really shitty time right now with a family member. So anybody that joins the Discord, make sure that you go to the pinned messages in order to see if you can help out a little bit.
All right, man. Right on.
All right. I didn't even know. The hell.
Yeah,
Tell me in private later.
Yeah, the guy's like donating or selling. How do you say it? Like if you cooperate, he's got some boxing gloves and some gear. I wish I could get those because I'm in the Philippines. I'm buying some gloves today, but yeah, they're Adidas brand for like training.
All right. Check that out, guys, in Discord. And Soothsayer, let me know who it is later. All right.
Yep.
Let's continue with the show. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Let's see. I see Mr. BDA is there with the second Renaissance account. Says tanked, shoved Rolly off the stage. Could have sprained
Yeah.
his ankle. Yeah, that's that. What the fuck are they doing, man?
It
You-
wasn't like
Ah, man, you a Soothsayer. You're breaking up pretty bad, man. Go somewhere else where you have a good connection. All right, we have somebody else here. We have Joe, and I am your leader, guys. Welcome to the show. All right, Soothsayer, you're fucking breaking up, man. Pretty fucking bad. All right, go ahead. Somebody, Joe. I am.
Go ahead, guys.
I am.
Davis gets
God.
Davis washes Rolly, no contest. That's all I gotta say.
Makes sense. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, I mean it's not even really a good fight, but we'll see what happens. You never know. You just never know. I mean, he's not like you could maybe see a Maidana Broner thing going on, but not really. If
Yeah.
Maidana was a lot better than Rolly, but I don't know. We haven't really seen Davis tested. You never know.
Well, tested. I mean, we saw him tested against Pitbull, but also he wasn't supposed to test Tank Davis, right? So
I don't know if that was really. I mean, like a Maidana Broner test where
Okay,
Davis actually
yeah.
gets knocked down and hurt.
yeah, you're right because
We
that
haven't seen
Pitbull
that.
Davis fight, like nothing really happened in that fight. But you're talking about like somebody roughing him up, right?
Yeah, he just gets hurt. Someone that actually he has to step back from.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
We
want to
haven't
see
seen
that shit.
that.
That's when those things happen, you see the reaction of the boxer and whether he has character or not. And
And it's funny because you remember when Broner got hit by Maidana? That was probably Broner's best fight, dude. If you think about it,
Yo,
Broner was in the
he's
pocket, like
Broner
throwing
started.
after
Yeah,
he got hit, like, and then
yeah.
ever since that, we didn't see Broner again fight like that ever again.
No, Broner started to pick it up in that Maidana fight. Like he was
He
making a new
did.
he was making a
He hurt
comeback.
him.
Yeah,
He hurt him in the 12.
yeah.
It was a late shot.
Hey, are they real quick? Are they bringing up anything about Tank's hurt hand during
Yo,
for the Rolly fight?
if they pull that shit, man, he's gonna be like.
I haven't heard anything. So no, I don't think so.
Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see
yo,
what
yo,
happens. If there's any
what's up,
excuses.
Bucho?
What's up, MMA?
Yeah. Um,
That's gotta affect the betting lines, right? If Tank's hand's not healed.
They're not gonna mention anything. Trust me. Just
No,
after the fight.
they'll
After
only
the
mention
fight.
it if he loses.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, MMA.
yeah, but listen, I thought Rolly was gonna be bigger and taller than Tank. On his box look, it says 5'8", and in person, he looks the same height or a little taller than Tank. So I'm like, what? You know, I expect him to be bigger, but he's not. So it looks like we got two retarded dwarfs going at it on Saturday. You know, so it's going to be a good fight. You know, but I think Tank. If you look on paper, this is a mismatch. Let's be honest. You know, I mean, Rolly is an overrated prospect at the most. You know, and he's very dirty. So how will Tank be able to handle Rolly's dirty tactics? Because we saw his last fight, Rolly, he was very dirty. So will the ref be hard on Tank? I mean hard on Rolly. With the dirty. I think Rolly might get disqualified. Probably, but I'm rooting for Rolly to knock out Tank, but in all realistically, I think Tank is going to knock him out probably mid, and catch him because Rolly, he is slow and he swings wildly. And I think Tank is going to catch him in the middle of a punch and knock him out.
Yeah, he's delusional, man. He's got that fake belt. I don't know what that belt is, but he's claiming that I'm the youngest one to ever do it. Just imagine where his head's at.
Listen, Gonzalo. He is delusional to some extent, but he's confident. And Rolly's the type of guy that he's very entertaining. Some people probably are buying the pay per view just off of Rolly. He's in like what's his name? A family member of mine is a casual, so I'm getting them into boxing, and he's buying the fight because of Rolly. Because Rolly is confident and everything. So I mean, Rolly is a type of guy that sells fights.
Yes.
You don't want to you don't want to see the same thing. Thank you. He's such a great fighter. We're just going in to bang it out and everything. Nobody wants to hear that all the time. So Rolly is bringing, the action to the fight.
Gonzalo, do you think that in this fight, Tank can really get more really into his technical boxing and win that way? Because he's not for nothing. He's got great movement, does he not? He's got good footwork. Tank.
Well, you saw the video Mr. BDA made. It's true, man. The guy's got pretty slick defensive and counters. He'll thread the needle against the bigger guy. The bigger guy might make it rough. But
what do
Rolly's
you mean
not.
by that?
Rolly, what do I mean by that? He's smaller, and basically he's gonna keep his head on a swivel, and he's basically gonna look for the shot to pop you.
But Tank,
in between
Tank
your
doesn't
shots.
Tank doesn't have great defense. So let's get that straight.
Well, the way he fought against Mario Barrios, where he was popping his head back, he kind of did the same thing with what's the featherweight, the Mexican Julio Santa Cruz. Yes, he was winning. Yeah, but he'll break you down steadily, and I don't think that Rolando Romero's got a great boxing game that he's gonna win rounds regardless if he makes it rough or not. He's not gonna win the rounds, man.
What I could see is Tank letting Rolly gas out, and then the mid rounds or later rounds beat them out. let Rolly try to, swing and miss and everything, and like dodge the punches, then mid or later rounds, then knock him out. I could see that, but I don't think Tank is gonna box him because Rolly is literally tailor made for Tank. He's gonna get he's gonna get caught with a shot, sooner or later. So I mean, he doesn't really need to box in this fight. In the what's name fight, Isaac Cruz fight, he needed to box because he knew he couldn't, ball with Isaac Cruz, and even boxing, he was still getting pieced up by Isaac Cruz. A lot of the punches that he was landing were laying on the glove. So yeah,
Rolando Romero is the definition of one-dimensional, limited boxer. He's basically yap, 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 yap. Come, look, listen, hold on. Yap, yap, coming forward, but he's not landing squarely. He's basically trying to push. He's pushing his way, imposing his will, pushing his punches, trying to break through to whatever he's looking at, which is not at the defined target. It's just basically your entire body. He's not landing accurate shots. So
I think this is.
if Tank makes a miss, Tank is gonna start landing heavy bombs, and he's gonna dismantle this dude. That
But
easy.
As
we
long
don't
as
know.
as long as Tank didn't underestimate Rolly, I think it's gonna be smooth sailing, right?
But we don't know if
Still punch your chance though, man.
we don't know if Rolly has a retard chin. Maybe
Dude,
he could.
people are getting carried away with a puncher's chance or trying to root for the underdog. It's getting crazy, man. Let's be honest. Let's be
But
real.
maybe Rolly has a chin. He did spar Ryan. He's a very he sparred a lot of great lightweight talent. Maybe Rolly has a good chin, so we don't know.
Yeah, but everybody's saying maybe he has this, maybe he has that. Oh, a puncher's chance.
Yeah.
Lucky shot. It's all bullshit. Like everybody's getting carried away.
I mean, it's a pay-per-view. When it's a pay-per-view,
think
you shouldn't be
people-
like asking these questions. What if, you should be like, it's likely that
But
this happens.
Bucho,
It's a close fight. It's a
I think
pay-per-view,
the
man.
reason people are asking these questions, I think they're feeding off of Rolly's confidence. Like they see his confidence and they think, man, this guy maybe he could really knock out Tank. Maybe he could be the one to do it.
Honestly, for as much of a retard and a troll, and everybody gives Rolly credit for that, he really didn't do much to get under Tank's skin. I feel like that should have been in a real game plan. Kind of like a Conor McGregor kind of thing or a Mayweather attitude towards Tank. I don't think he got under his skin at all.
I think in
he
the
failed.
press conference, he did though. I'm gonna be honest. I think he got into under Tank's skin a little bit in the press conference.
Tank just looks bored with him, right?
He looks
Like,
annoyed, man. Yeah, he looks annoyed. Like he just annoyed by dude. That's it.
Tank looks like he's trying to sell the fight, but Rolly looks like he really doesn't like Tank.
All right, we have other
Respect
people
those
here.
5 rounds.
All right, cool.
Man, what you
Somebody
think
who
about
has
Canelo and Triple G though, man? The third
What?
one.
yeah,
I said, what y'all think about Canelo and Triple G going at it again?
I think it's a waste.
Exactly.
No, I don't think it's a race because at the end of the day, right?
well,
GGG deserves a third shot because I feel like he won both of the fights.
who
Some people might
decides who
disagree with me.
deserves?
Some Canelo fanboys might disagree with me, like Lucho, but
No, I don't
that's
disagree.
beside the point. I think that GG deserves the shot. I think he actually has a good chance in this fight. Like we saw, Canelo,
Hell nah.
his punch out. Look
Alright,
at this. Look at this. Canelo's punch output has been less in the later years to come. Am I right?
It's like this.
How's his punch
That's
output been less though? Am
No,
I
it's
being
been
that's
slow.
more of
Yeah,
the
it's been
reason why
less.
this shouldn't be a third fight. He won both fights. And he got robbed in both fights. So why fight him a third time if there's a chance you're gonna get robbed again?
But listen though, he thought Bivol was gonna get robbed, and look what happened. So GG still has a chance, to beat him, and if not, he's still, in the fans' eyes, beaten 3 times if he wins to get robbed. So it doesn't really matter because really, if the fans, if you're not like the fans don't think you won, that really what matters in my opinion. If the fans don't think you, because we are the people buy the pay-per-view, watch you fight. And if you don't think you won, then I could care less if you're the champion on paper or whatever, because we know who really won at the end of the day.
It's a good fight. Listen, don't get me wrong. It's a good fight, but we have Benavides, who's supposed to, who
There you
is a
go.
boogeyman for a lot of people,
Listen.
right? So he's younger, he's fresher, he's dangerous. So a lot of people want to see that fight, but we
Listen,
have
though.
to
Listen,
fucking watch
exactly.
Golovkin.
It would have been the best comeback, right? Since he lost to Bivol, if he would have fought Benavides and beat Benavides, man, he would have been on top again.
But what about this, right? Why doesn't Benavides, right? He's fighting in November, his promoter said. This guy is a young talent. He shouldn't be fighting in November. He doesn't need that much filler. Have him fight planned, and
Yeah,
if he stops,
finished.
but also, look, if he stops planned earlier than Canelo, that would make a statement, like telling Canelo, you have to fight me. I just stopped the guy that you fought for undisputed earlier than you. So, I mean, if he fights planned, that would be a statement. That's
Ah.
what.
But forget about all the narratives. Forget about all the narrative. Just the simple fact of like the third fight going down and just enjoying it. I've gone back and watched Triple G2 about 10 to 15 times. Really, that's probably the fight I watched the most in recent memory for me. Now we
Was
saw
a
him
great
against
fight.
Murata. I think. Hold on. I think that the fight that's going down on September 17th is gonna be a great fight to watch. So I can't complain about that.
How do you know?
Exactly.
Well,
It's like
Hey,
this.
and another thing, real quick. Why the fuck does Benavides need that many months? I mean, isn't it typical to take that time off if he got injured? He finished this guy in 3 fucking rounds.
I don't know. It's like this. If the third fight should take place, it should have took place a year after the second fight, not like 3 or 4 years later. Like this is really ridiculous.
Well, Ring IQ made a good point about when to get the rematch. It doesn't necessarily have to be the next year or two. I mean, he talked about fighters who took 10 years to get a rematch.
Listen, if Canelo
40
uses
years
his
old.
newest style on GGG, he's going to beat again. Because Canelo's new style is all around his power. And he doesn't really punch that hard. He has power, obviously, but he doesn't punch as hard as he thinks and his team thinks. He thought he was going to go in there and start breaking down Bivol or whatever, but we saw what happened. Reynoso's panicking in the 12th round. So, I mean, I think, if he fights in his newest style, GG is going to beat him. That's my
all
opinion.
right, guys. Just want to make 3 comments. One, this episode will not be on Spotify. By the way, all the Open Line Fridays are not uploaded. They're too chaotic and they're not podcast friendly shows. So
They're not PC.
Yeah, they're not uploaded. Secondly, I was gonna mention that tomorrow we have Davis fighting Rolly Romero, and we're talking about Canelo Golovkin. That just tells you how excited some people are for tomorrow's fight. Third point, Dan Maka wants to make a comment or something. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay, folks, how we doing? We having a good Friday?
Yes,
sir.
yes, well, Dan. What's going on?
Dan? Right, so one thing that's been brought to my attention recently, apparently 86% of all the money that's come in has been betting on Rolly Romero. With those betting odds being so high, the bookmakers stand to make a fucking big loss if somehow he manages to get the win. So my question is there going to be any favourable reffing in favour of Gervonta Davis?
Who's the ref?
I don't know who the ref is, but definitely, because like I said before, Rolly is a dirty fighter, and if Tank is signing back with Mayweather is definitely gonna, look out for the dirty boxing by Rolly. So.
If it's Kenny Bayless, it's over.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Kenny Bayless, the Mayweather lover. Oh, that's over.
If this,
It's not
it's
likely it's
over.
going the distance, isn't it? I mean, the ref's not going to matter too much, is it?
if this fight
No?
goes to decision, there is a chance that this fight could be given to Rolly on base of Tank leaving Mayweather Promotions if he chooses to leave.
No,
What
no,
are the
no,
odds of it going to decision? I just checked out this Rolly clown the other day. I'd never seen him before. I reckon Jake Paul's got better technique. This guy looks like a clown.
On.
He's got
I
no
don't
balance. He just swings
baseball.
these haymakers.
I
He's
don't
got no footwork.
But
This guy, why is this fight getting so much attention? This is a joke. I reckon he's going to get knocked
Look
out.
of a duck.
but also, what's his name? Drew. Let me say this. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Tank's leaving. Tank's leaving." Tank just said, "I still think my team is the best." PVC and Moo are the promotions. You know, and his retard voice. So at the end of the day, right, he's not leaving. He was just saying this to get pay-per-view buys up so people can buy the fight. Oh, thanks last fight, the promotions. But no, he just said it. You can look it up on Michael Benson's Twitter. He said that he still thinks, Mayweather and PC is the best guy for him. So it was all a scam.
Probably is, but I don't even think this pay-per-view does 100,000 buys.
True that.
Shouldn't even be on pay-per-view at all.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, we already have, a so-called three division champion, 5-time world champion. We all know that's a lie. Versus a guy who's a prospect. And listen, bro, come on, this is crazy. It's a mismatch. Shouldn't be on pay-per-view. This is a disgrace to boxing. But hey, it's the promoters Mayweather. We know Mayweather ruined boxing. So.
The relevance point, hold on, that I can bring up is Anthony Yigit beat Sandor Martin, and Sandor Martin was a guy that beat Mikey Garcia, and Rolando Romero beat fucking Anthony Yigit. But that doesn't tell you anything, really. Nothing. For me, it doesn't. But if you want to look at it from that angle, okay, if fucking Tank Davis has like a bad night, and Rolando Romero does what he needs to do, he might frustrate fucking Tank Davis, but I'm not saying that he's going to win. I'm just throwing a little controversy out there.
Shoot Tank Davis.
Farmers fight.
What's that?
Can you do a quick triangle theory real quick? Do you really think Rolly could stand a chance with Pitbull?
You know what? There's always could be a chance because of height, but the thing about it is, Rolly's too undisciplined, and he's too freaking awkward to not get hit by Pitbull.
I don't know. Is he really undisciplined though? He's fucking shredded, man. He seems like he's putting in work.
He's very
yeah, man.
Rolly
got a hard head too.
Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to todos.
¿Qué onda, güey?
¿Qué onda, tú, Sayer? What's up, Drew Evo, Gonzalo, Kimbocho, Mirai, fuck you.
Get the fuck
out of here, Hey, man, I wanted to say something for my homie Carl. Shout out to Carl. Bro, my homie Carl came and told me, fuck Coach fuck his new media ass. That's what he told me to say. Because he had a membership there, and all he said was, Devin Dad or Bill Haney is a dealer. He's a member, he's a member. He got muted, blocked, and whatever. There was that bitch ass Lady Chan, whatever the fuck. And one of the 10 Commandments, and Carl telling me that was supposedly the 10 Commandments of fucking Coach Malachi, no fanboy, and he's the number one fanboy, Devin fucking Haney, bro. So, bro, if you're giving money to Bill Haney, if you're giving money to New Coach Media or whatever the fuck his name is, what's his name is?
Malachi.
Coach Malachi, don't give your fucking money to him, bro. Don't give your fucking money, man. Don't.
I think
Coach Malachi.
We need Carl.
I think the reason Malachi blocked him.
MMA. Okay, I'm out.
What the fuck was that? All right.
At least I got a hello.
I think Devin Haney. I think Bill Haney is Malachi's drug dealer on the low. That's why I'm saying.
I don't even know what's going on. I gotta look into this because I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. But
yeah, but
I don't know. I have no problem with Malachi.
The fucking novella and shit, man.
All right.
Well, when they say that Rolando Romero's sloppy, no, he's not necessarily sloppy per se, but he don't have that scope that's zeroed in to land that sharp, precise on the mark, which takes a bit robs from his power. Because people can put up with that until he starts wearing motherfuckers down with sight. But an actual punch is gonna clip you and knock you out like fucking what's this guy, Julian the Hawk Jackson. When this is where I'm pointing like Babe Ruth. That's where I want to land my home run shot. He don't have that. He don't got no accuracy.
All right, guys.
Bully.
I just want to make two
Did you
questions.
hear
One thing. Hold
Tank's
on.
new
Hold on.
excuse?
MMA. I need to read a
Go ahead.
membership program. Omar E, thank you for rejoining the membership program. And Carl the Hunter, who LT was talking about, he's in the chat. He says, "Salute BDA. I hope you're good, bro. Yo, join the chat. I wanna hear what you have to say about this fight. Also, should Tank Davis? No, sorry. Yeah, should Tank Davis fans be worried tomorrow night?
Nah.
No.
Not really, no.
Under 5 rounds or not.
If the guy to beat Tank is either Loma or him, but I don't see Rolly doing it. But I also want to say this: that Tank's new excuse is, oh, these other guys are fighting bums too, so it's not just me. First of all, let's look at it, right? Tiafoe fought Cambosis. Cambosis fought Tio and beat him. Haley is fighting Cambosis. Ryan, he's the only guy who's really not fighting anybody, and Loma's in war. So, Tank, it's really only you who's still fighting these type of guys. So, it's no excuse saying, oh, well, these guys are doing it too, so don't look at me, that's not a good excuse.
This is the thing that they think that Rolando Romero's the only one that can throw bombs. Tank can throw bombs too. He's got like a fucking 90% KO rate. He might be smaller, but he's a little fucking stick of dynamite. Rolando Romero gets sloppy, wants to exchange, thinks he's the only one that's gonna blast fucking Tank Davis away. That's not gonna happen. Tank's just gonna respond, and he's more accurate.
Yeah, I think Romero, he muscles his shots, and he's very, very one-dimensional. He plants his feet and swings. He just stands there, no movement. And for someone as skilled as Tank Davis, he's going to find a KO very easily, in my opinion. Probably within 6 rounds.
No footwork.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is a fucking mismatch.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. It should not be made.
You never see a rookie with a part-time job. They got the odds there for a reason.
The fight that should have been made was Isaac Cruz versus Rolly. That's actually a better fight, like skill-wise, yeah.
Even that, I think Cruz would win.
Cruz is way better than Rolly.
No, I wouldn't say way better.
Way better. He gave it to Tank.
Way better.
Try to draw with Isaac.
He's got blinding speed. This is a Pitbull Cruz, and if he can see in between Pitbull Cruz's punches, where I thought the fight was close, I could have even had it for fucking Pitbull Cruz. He's definitely going to be able to see in between Rolando Romero's punches. He telegraphs too much.
Look at this, right? Cruz punches wild too, right? They both punch wild, so somebody will get caught.
No, there's a difference. There's a difference between being wild and throwing overhand haymakers. Because you're short, you're trying to shoot upstairs and can't somebody, where you're going to clip them on the top of the head or on the chin because you're sitting at a lower position. But that's his shot over the haymaker. Come on, you never played fucking knockouts round 3? The fucking haymaker shot.
But here's the thing: Pitbull will get inside on him, and that's the thing that's gonna be key to fighting Roy Romero, getting inside. I think Isaac will have a good chance to knock him out with that, getting inside on him.
He's aggressive, not wild.
Pause on get inside and pause.
Yeah.
All right. Seems like
Cruz. Go ahead, King.
No, go ahead.
When Tank Davis was trying to line him up and was sticking his hand like a flagpole, to hold him in place and then throw that left uppercut. Fucking Pitbull Cruz wasn't biting for that. And until Tank Davis decided to punch, then he started moving his head on a swivel. So he's patient, he's aggressive, and if you say he's wild, he throws punches in wild fashion when he needs to. And they're not like all over the place. They're just fucking like overhand rights, fucking haymakers. But anyway.
He's a boxer puncher.
All right. I want just everybody to be clear. In the chat and over here on Discord, who's gonna win this fight? Because I'm telling you, if Tank Davis wins tomorrow, which is very likely, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be people coming to this channel and start saying, "Oh, you guys picked Rolly." They're gonna make some fucking story up, like always. So let's just be clear.
Yeah.
Who's the fucking favorite, and what's more likely to happen here?
Tank.
All right.
Knock him out.
So fucking register that.
Tank Davis.
But also, I wanted to ask you guys a question, right? And if Tank wins, and say hypothetically, Haney wins next week, do you think that fight will get made?
No.
No.
Loma's in the driving seat.
Yo, BDA.
Bucho.
Nah, but I don't think Loma's gonna be fighting again. I don't think Loma. Well, he probably will fight again, but not anytime soon. You know, so
Yeah, September, October.
maybe not even that. Maybe more than that. You know, because
This
I
fight,
haven't.
this fight doesn't go past 5 rounds, and I think Tank knocks him out 5.
It's 5 rounds.
That makes sense.
This
Yeah,
fight past 5 rounds.
Yeah, that's what I put on my on the predictions league. By the way, I think he ended in the 5th as well.
Well, if you give Rolando Romero some type of credit because he's got that bullet strength, I think he lasts 5 rounds, but eventually Tank Davis will dismantle him. I think more like 10. Because Tank is gonna do it methodically. He's not gonna do it just trying to destroy you. He's gonna do it methodically. Then when he's got him to the point where now I'm just gonna go ahead and clean him out, he will. In 10.
See, I see like maybe Romero lands one decent shot early for second round, fucking pisses Davis off, and then he ends up dropping him, finishing him 4, 5, 6 rounds.
All I want to see is how.
But Tank already took some of Pitbull's shots. Do you think Broly hits harder than Tank? I mean, than Broly?
Maybe.
No, maybe. But I want to see how Tank. I want to see how Rolly takes Tank's punch, and if he takes it good, then it looks like he might not get knocked out. But it all depends on how Rolly reacts to Tank's punch.
Yeah.
I think if Davis is smart, he's going to look to watch for a round or two, and he's going to be looking for counters.
Yes.
Yeah,
he can just. That's it, because some people are fearing that Tank is gonna be that Rolly got into Tank's head, but I don't think.
I think he did.
Yeah. I don't know.
No fucking. Hey, look, the first press conference they had before Rolly raped those girls.
Oh, come on.
Listen.
Me too.
Rolly, Rolly was awkward, man. He wasn't getting under Tank's skin. Tank was just fucking bored with him.
He was.
I mean, something we've seen from Tank Davis, like again and again, is that he's way too calm in there. He's. It's not in his nature to lose his temper in a fight.
I don't know. No, that's true. And Rolando Romero's wild, and I see him getting knocked out. Like, remember when Mikey Garcia knocked out the Slatichinan? When the dude just Slatichinan, he basically set a trap for him, and he caught him with like a no-look left hook. Well, basically, Slatichinan wasn't looking. That Mikey Garcia just leaned into him because Slatichinan lost his sense of direction inside of the ring. That's going to happen to Romero.
What's up, guys? I personally think that Tank was probably embarrassed that he's on the stage with that fucking clown. You know what I mean? Let's what's going on, gentlemen? But yeah, that's that fight. Listen, if he's half the fighter we all think he was, at least at one time, he should destroy this fucking kid, Romero. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, why do you think?
Jimmy.
Why did he call? Yes, brother.
No, you're absolutely right, because I can imagine Tank, looking at what's happening in the boxing world right now, some big fights being made, having Devin Haney fight Cambosos in Australia, and he has to fight Rolly Romero?
Right.
Imagine that on pay-per-view. Yeah, and that's why he's calling it, that's why he's describing it as time to take the training wheels off. That's his words. Why would he say that unless, you know what I mean?
Jimmy, I got a question for you, Jimmy. Do you guys give Tank more credit than that broomstick with the glove on it, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, just a little bit more.
Tank, listen, with what's the name? People are saying, "Oh, Rolly's awkward." I understand what you're talking about. He is, unorthodox. It's a kind of awkward style, but it's nothing Tank is not used to it. Yeah, he slowly telegraphs his punches. He swings wildly. I think Tank is going to knock him out.
He's not awkward in a good way. He's awkward in a bad way.
Yeah, awkward in a bad way.
He's not awkward. He's retarded. There's a difference.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
He's mentally
And the real unorthodox fighter is Tank Davis, because he's a southpaw. That's going to be difficult for the right-hander. Yeah. I mean, who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Dangerous Don Moore?
I don't know, but I don't care for a guy that dresses as ass cat Pokemon during a press conference, and a guy wearing a furry jacket with no shirt on, trying to act like he's a grown man and everything. Other than that, this might be a funny fight as long as it lasts.
Yeah.
Might be somewhat entertaining.
But let's be
Yeah, that'll be
realistic.
entertaining.
But let's be realistic, right? I think we're looking too much into this fight. What if, is Rolly Romero's style awkward? Is that gonna cause any trouble? No, it won't. Let's be realistic. I want to read a super chat. TX Bulldog Boxing, thank you for your contribution. He says, counter left hand stops Rolly in 8. Tank too smart. It's possible, man. Very likely. All right, I want to hear Carlito. What's up, man? Carl.
How are you, BDA?
It's Bucho. This is Bucho today, not Mr. BDA. But
Bucho, how are you, bro?
Hey, what's up,
man.
Carl?
What's up, Carl?
Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, I just wanted to fucking say my bit about Coach Malachi, the cocksucker.
All right,
Say it,
listen.
bro, say it.
What do we have to like? Listen, I like the guy. I like his channel, so I don't know what
don't tell
happened
any-
between you
Come
guys.
on, let him say it, man.
Nah, what the fuck, King Bucho?
Never heard of him.
All right.
Oh, Carlito.
Anyways, Carlito, say it, bro. Say it.
Go.
He fucking, that lady Chan, the fucking worn out hag, she put me in time. She put me in time out for saying fucking Bill Haney's a fucking drug dealer for speaking facts, and yet he's the one that carries on with these fucking commandments about not fanboying. And the motherfucker blocked me. I've been a subscriber of his channel for 4 months. I've been a
There
paying
you
member.
go.
And the cocksucker wants to do that. He can go fuck himself.
Fuck.
Facts, bro.
But
It
all right.
fucking turned.
How do you-
He needs
Bro,
to drink
it's-
his own
it's-
Kool-Aid.
Bro, it's not fucking cool, bro. Because look, bro, it's not like he's going to talk shit about Coach Malachite. He wasn't. It was just talking shit about Bill Haney, the dad. Not even the fucking boxer, bro. And these motherfuckers block a fucking supporter of him, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
what does he want to have bro? He wants all his subscribers to have all the set of mindset or what, bro? The fuck is this, bro? Is this fucking Russia? Is this China? What the fuck? Everyone has their own fucking opinion, and if you're fucking subscribed to him, and if you're fucking like a supporter, you have a membership, bro. You know what? We have a point. You can say what you gotta say, bro. You don't have to be fucking blocked or timed out, bro. That's fucking ridiculous, bro. That is fucking ridiculous. Coming from a guy that's giving you your money, bro, because he enjoys your shit. Then when he decides to say something, you're gonna block him like a bitch, bro. What the fuck is
That's
that?
a man
shit?
fuck pause, bro.
That's a fucking big ass move,
Oh,
bro. It's like me, bro. It's like me, bro. Like let's say I'm not a whatever, bro. It's like me, like it's like Bucho, bro, timing me out on chat, bro, for fucking saying fuck Golovkin. Like you're gonna say, oh, this guy said fuck Golovkin, let me block this guy. No, bro, that's a bitch ass move.
Well, can I ask you, was it Lady Chan? Was it Lady Chan or was it the other one? I'm just asking. What you said, Lady Chan.
How many people have wrenches? How many people have? How many people have wrenches though? We don't know.
Bill Haney was a crack dealer, bro. Lady Chan goes blocks his ass, and then Lady Chan goes texts fucking Coach gay ass Malachite, and Coach Malachite goes and says on the stream,
Hey, LT, you know why? You know why? It's because they don't know what to do when a female talks, bro. They go fucking crazy. They think like there's no fucking women out there.
Shit, bro. I've seen that shit from Coach Malachite before, bro. I've seen fucking Tony Boswell giving him some money and shit, and out of nowhere they just throw him out, bro. Like I've seen that shit. So fucking New Coach Media has done that shit, bro. Seriously, bro. I remember Tony Boswell, bro, was a member there, bro. He had a membership, and Lady Chan blocked his ass. Also, bro, like he took away the wrenches from above, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I know what the fuck I'm saying, man. This
is LT. I was gonna ask this though. In the chat, Kinko says a lot of people on that channel have wrenches. Is that true? Because
Yeah, it's fucking true. Him, Boxing Negro, all those motherfuckers do.
All right, new media is in the hold on. New media is in the chat, and he's saying, "Who is this guy lying about me?" That's right. Like, listen,
What
I don't know.
this fucking guy? Carl,
Get on.
Carl,
Tell me,
this
get
is-
on.
I'm lying.
Let me
I'm
hold
lying.
on. Let me go in deeper. Hold on. Let me go in deeper, bro. This is the thing, bro. Fucking, I
Don't do
saw,
it.
bro. Fucking, okay. So remember the fucking fight between Charlo and Castaño? Well, blood boxing, right? Blood boxing, the one that has retro boxing documentaries. Blood boxing is he makes a stream and says, you know what? And he's talking to Bruce Goes, right? Bruce Goes, you know what you know who Charlo reminds me of? He reminds me of this guy, of this guy, and he fights just exactly like him when he's getting off the ropes, when he has to get off the ropes, like he fights him off and shit. Bro, not gonna lie, bro. 3 hours later, fucking BDA makes a stream. Coach Malachite calls in and he says the same shit, word by word, about what blood boxing said. Bro, fuck Coach Malachite. He's a fucking fraud, bro. He has favorites. Fuck that shit.
Can we get back to the
Yeah,
boxing, boys?
yeah. Hold on. All right. Listen.
Boxing, man.
All right. Yeah. Hold on. This is getting.
Crackhead.
Yeah, let's get back to boxing because I don't know what. Like, okay, so you have your story. And you know, I don't know what to say, man. Like,
Bucho, you say his story. Hey, hold on. LP, let me say something. Let me say something. Hey, you say his story.
Fuck him.
Don Ramon Champ just said the same fucking thing. They blocked his ass too.
Fuck that,
I don't know.
Bro, fuck that channel, bro. If you guys are giving money to this motherfucker, don't.
So
don't
back to the
learn your
boxing.
fucking shit.
Back to
Don't
the
give
boxing.
money to
Yeah,
this
let's go. All right.
motherfucker,
Well,
bro.
all right. You got your. All right. I get it. I mean, I guess people will make their own decisions, what they want to do. But like, what else can I do? Like, what do you want? Like, let's get back to boxing.
Bucho, this is what I want you to do, bro. Shut up. Stay cool, and that's it. Because this is not your beef. We're here giving out our voice. Is that a problem? Is that a problem with you?
Yeah, it's a problem. Let's move on,
guys. So, do we talk about the great
Can we talk about boxing, please?
The fight last weekend? Have we all given respect and props
Shut the fuck up, man.
David
It's getting out of control,
for
man.
destroying the great David Lemieux like it was nothing. Have we given him respect and props for the
fuck out. And then that's what you want to talk
No.
That's what you want to cut out the conversation over fucking David Benavidez destroying our fucking tuna can. That's who you want to fuck.
Two retards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
two
the fuck out of here,
retards. Jimmy and Timmy.
All right,
Fuck
hold on.
off, Bogan.
Can I say something?
Yes.
First of all, I've been on a panel with Malachi and Lady Shang. I'm with them. I've never been to their channels personally, but I've been with them. I was on a round table with Lady Shang last week.
Oh boy.
But
fuck Lady Chan.
Fuck Lady Chan, bro. Fuck that
bitch.
All right.
Bro.
Finally, somebody's fucking saying it, bro.
Manly Chan, or Manly Chan, or Lady Man, whatever her fucking name is, or alias.
It's their fucking queen, bro. LT, it's their queen, man.
Crack it in the corner. Crack it from the corner.
All right.
It's their
So back
black
to the
queen.
fights. Back to the fights. So yeah, David Lemieux, a greatly
Nobody
underrated
gives a
fighter.
fuck about
great
David
fighter.
Lemieux.
He was 43-4. Nobody's destroyed him like Benavidez destroyed him. I think we should give respect to David Benavidez. What do you guys think?
Lady Chan,
We already talked about like.
I still think Canelo and Benavidez could get it on, man.
Lemieux looked like literally a can. The fight was over basically in one round.
So
Now these
what's
guys
the
are pretending
topic?
now the story, now the narrative from the haters, Lemieux's over the hill. They're talking like Lemieux's
He was.
45 years old. David Lemieux,
Mate.
guess what? Lemieux is 18 months older than Canelo.
I know.
How about that? He's
Yeah,
basically
but
the same age
listen.
as Canelo.
Okay.
Benavidez destroyed him completely.
Oh my god.
Billy Joe fucking Saunders, a fucking gypsy.
Hey,
Billy
so
Joe
this
Saunders put him in a
demonstrates
care home.
why Canelo scared
You
as
should be,
hell.
you should
He's
be
scared as
embarrassed,
fuck
bro.
from the
You should be
Mexican
fucking
monster.
embarrassed to give that
He doesn't
motherfucker
want
credit for
nothing to do with the
Lemieux.
Mexican monster.
3 fucking rounds for what?
Hey, it took a prime Triple G 8 rounds to slowly dismantle David Lemieux.
But no.
Benavidez.
That was 100 years ago.
Impressive.
That was 100
10 times
years
more
ago.
impressive than prime Triple G.
When was
This is
that
what we're
fight?
talking- This is
You're right. When was that
talking
fight?
about now.
When was
This
that
is
fight?
serious shit.
David Lemieux's been shot for 5 years, man. Like,
Yeah.
the punch, the G,
Oh,
beat
so
him
he was
like,
shot when he was like 27, has he? Like he's the youngest shot fighter in the history of boxing because Benavidez
So-
beat his ass.
No,
Is that
there's
right?
probably
Tell you
other
what, then.
fighter. No, you know.
Bring him down
Okay.
to Sydney. Bring Lemieux down to Sydney and fight Danny Green, and you fucking Aussies can get a good fucking time.
Fuck Lady Chan.
Well, you got to also put it in context too. There's a reason he was a 16-1 underdog. That's like
Benavidez is such a
historically
beast
under.
because they know Benavidez is such a
If
killer.
you
That's
love him
why.
so much, fucking bring him down to fucking Brisbane and make him fight Danny Green.
Oh, cares. Green was a beast as well, Danny Green. Pro fighter.
Yeah, so
yeah.
for you it's relevant.
Okay.
Let's have Lemieux versus Danny Green.
Wasn't Danny Green murdered?
You it's relevant.
Lemieux
Green's
is over
like
the hill.
50.
Yes,
Danny Green's like
Lemieux
50,
is
bro.
over the hill.
Wasn't he murdered in Cincinnati in
No,
like
no.
79? Oh, that was a different Danny Green.
No.
The
That's a
Lemieux was
monster
over
joking
the hill,
about.
but I remember that
Danny
when
Green.
Golovkin fought him, you're gonna have to give Lemieux some respect as far as gauging the distance. You're not necessarily just gonna go walk in there and bang it out with him because out of his 43 knockouts, 36 have been within the first and third round. In those 3 rounds, Lemieux got some pop at 160, and I'm not giving him a lot of credit for the win, but I'm saying he did what he needed to do. Or punching the body and coming out with coattails the Canelo loss with the
Lemieux went in there.
This guy's the total opposite. Lemieux demonstrates a great gas tank and throws punches and bunches unlike no other super middleweight.
All right, Gonzalo, hold on. I need to cut you off. Hold on. Guys, if you hear my voice, please be quiet. All right. We have Coach Malachi. Now, I don't want LT. Don't fucking go all crazy and everything. Let's just have a discussion, please. All right. Coach, welcome to the show.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we can
Go
hear
ahead.
Yeah. What's up, Coach?
Yeah, no, I'm just calling in. I just got off my show, jumped on this show. I heard my name. Somebody said something. I really don't care, to be honest with you, but I said, let me call in and see what's going on. So,
why you here?
Yeah, why the fuck are you here, Coach?
Well, why the fuck are you here, Coach? If you don't
because I
talk,
want to be here. I rock with BDA.
Yo, guys, let him talk.
I rock with, bro, you're here for getting subscribers, bro. That's all you want to do, don't you?
LT, let him talk, man. Let him say his piece.
Yeah, let's see what happened. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, it's LT, bro. Malachi.
Oh man, LT, man, bro, listen, look here, man, bro.
No.
Listen, but you emotional behind, bro. Like, I'm not going to tongue wrestle with you and yell and back and forth with you. What you think, or anybody think that rocks with you, that's on your side, I care nothing about you, dog. I really don't. I care nothing about you, fam. I really
Why the fuck are you here? Why the fuck are you here?
I'm here because I support BDA. I don't give a damn about no LT or any of you dudes who rock with LT.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Think about you, huh?
All right, can we
be friends?
smoke the peace pipe?
Or didn't Carl get muted on your fucking channel? Yes or no?
Who is we?
Didn't Carl get muted on your channel? Yes or no?
Man, hold on. For one, who the hell you yelling at?
He's gonna act like you don't know what you're talking about. He's gonna act like everyone.
He's a member on my channel. He's a member on my channel, a paid member. So what the hell are you talking about?
Oh, Carl!
This guy acts like we don't fucking know. I ain't got time. LT, look here, man. Let me tell you like this.
Out of here. He's
I give two fucks about you, any motherfucker that's down with you.
The hell with you. Get the fuck out of here, you cry baby.
BDA.
Get the fuck out of here,
BDA, salute to you, fam.
Get out of here.
All right. I'm gonna have to mute.
I can't about
I had to jump on.
That dude was clown, dog. I don't even know that dude.
I had to.
You know, it is what it is, man. So I'm not gonna talk about these dudes. Guys, let Mr. BDA, man. Peace out, fam. Okay.
All right, hold on.
Well, listen, hold on. I had to jump in here. I had to jump in here because I heard the whole malarkey going on here. I was listening to the show. Bucho's doing a tremendous job of hosting today. But Bucho, wouldn't it be fair to say, okay, you let LT talk, and I think Carl also had his version of what happened. Wouldn't it be fair to let Coach Malachi, if he wants to explain what happened, his version, if he feels compelled to?
That sounds fair.
That's what I'm saying.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so BDA, let me break this down. I don't owe this guy no explanation, but I'm gonna do it for you.
All right.
You run these shows, right? I have moderators. So if a moderator muted someone, that's not me muting them. I had over 400 people in the chat. When I found out that Carl got muted, what he's not telling you, and I have the receipt, have the video. Carl sent me a super chat for $7.99. You know what he said? He said, "Hey, coach, man, somebody muted me. Somebody timed me out. Who timed me out?" I say, "Listen, man, y'all do not time out Carl Hansen." Guess what? I got the video receipt of what happened. So forget what these clowns talking about. I have the actual receipt of what happened. The actual video footage. You see what I'm saying? So I don't care about these clowns, man. You niggas is
one of those clowns is Carl.
Remember
one
that.
of the clowns is Carl.
You see what I'm saying? All that trying to check me and all that stuff. You hide behind the avatars. I don't care nothing about you, dude. You's a clown.
Bro, hold on. Let me say something too. When fucking Carl got timed out,
I got the video, dog. I ain't trying to hear all that. I got the receipt.
I got you. When Carl got timed out, you said, "Hey, yo, fam, don't talk about Devin Bill Haney like that, yo, fam. Don't talk about Bill Haney. That's not respected here." And you are the one that claimed me no fanboying on your supposedly.
I ain't trying to hear all that, man. Listen, the fact of the matter is this here, dog. I don't like you. You don't like me. And that's just that. As it relates to the Bill Haney situation, Carl Hansen was talking about Bill Haney being a convicted crack dealer. And I told Carl Hansen, I said, "Listen, man, you don't have to go there and talk about him being convicted of crack because he was throwing that in the guy's face." I say everyone has something that they might have in their past that they may not even want people to know about, including you. There's no telling what you did 20, 30 years ago. That happened a long time ago. The man served his time. That's what I was talking to him about. But me blocking him, I didn't do it.
Hey, this is going out publicly. Shut up.
The hell with you and anybody down with you. That's how I feel about it. I'm not going to be torn up with you no more. Don't bring your ass back to my page. I don't want to hear you come to my page no more. Go back to where you came from. You're a clown. I'm done.
All right, now let's hold on. LT.
You going back to boxing talk yet?
LT. Here's the thing. LT. Here's the thing. I understand why you're talking. You had a gripe with this, but I think it should be fair to let Carl say his version. You were the one talking.
No, Raj wants to talk about Lemieux. Let's talk about Lemieux.
Bro, let's not
No.
Fuck Lemieux. Carl, give your version if you want.
Yeah, fuck Lemieux for this.
Okay, so BDA, the first channel I ever subscribed to was Coach Malachi's, right? Show nothing but love. I've bought his merch. I've been a subscriber. I drop super chats every time I'm there. I show nothing but respect to that man. I always respect all the women in the chat. I get it. We all get on and troll about certain shit. And you know what? The thing I said about Bill Haney is facts. That's all I ever said is what's public record is facts. That's all I said in his chat. And yet he felt the need to stop the mid-show. Lady Chan messaged him and said that I was fucking cussing out Bill Haney. When fact of the matter was, all I was stating was facts. Now, I wasn't fanboying for George Kambosos. I wasn't fanboying for nothing. I want Devin Haney at his best. And if his daddy can't be beside him holding his fucking hand, then I wanted him to call the fight off. I said, if we can't have the best Devin Haney without his daddy, then I don't want that fight to happen. If there's going to be, because I already know when George beats him, there's going to be a fucking excuse.
So he had to stop the show, and what happened, bro?
He stopped the show and told me that I'm not to stop saying shit about Bill Haney because I don't know what's.
Are you fucking serious?
All right, hold on. I got a couple of questions.
Man, it's because he's fucking black. It hit a fucking
I got a couple of questions about this. I got a couple of questions. Hold
on, LT, man. Let PDA talk, man. Jesus Christ.
I got a couple of questions. PDA. Please. Don't interrupt anybody, even if you're trying to get me to speak, please, because otherwise it's just too much chaos. Carl, so if I understand your version correctly, you said that in the chat about Bill Haney. He warned you first, right?
No, wrong, incorrect. No, I was timed out twice. Timed out twice. And I thought, you know what? Being a paying member on this guy's channel, I've been a paying member for 4 months. I thought, you know what? fuck this, I'm out of here, I'm done. He's the one that harps on about no fanboys, no fanagers, all his commandments, and yet he goes and does that to me, man, and lets his moderators fucking do that. Well, you know what? I'm done with his channel. I don't tell anyone. I'm not here to bag him out. I'm just on here to say that I'm done with that channel. I lost all respect for the bloke because he needs to read his own fucking commandments and realise that some of his fucking trigger-happy fucking mods need to pull their heads in. And if I upset Lady Chan's feelings, well, fuck Lady Chan.
Fuck Lady Chan.
All right.
So there's two colors.
That's all.
Fuck
that client.
Butcher, you
All
were
right,
gonna say
DVA,
something,
go
or
ahead.
can I
DVA,
add?
go ahead.
Right. Okay. Well, in regards to Carl, I feel your plight. I understand. I sympathize with you because nobody wants to be.
All.
Well, listen.
I'm
Nobody wants.
I'm not here to bash Coach Malachi. I'm not here to fucking
Hold on, LT, please let me finish, man. That's what it turned into. It turned into a Coach Malachi bashing because there's. I didn't know that there were people in this open panel that were going to jump in and start piling on. But let me say this. Nobody wants to be timed out from a panel. I understand it can be taken as a sign of disrespect. He didn't do it, and he said, "Please don't talk."
He did stop his show. He did stop his show mid-sentence to fucking pull me in the line, which I kind of thought was a little bit of a double standard. That's all.
Well, here's the thing.
Let me explain that. What he meant by that. The Coach Malachite stopped the show and said, "Yo, fam, don't be talking shit about Bill Haney, this and that, and this and that, bro. If you got time now, don't do it. Be it. You shouldn't be saying that about Bill Haney." That's exactly what happened, and that's what Carl was talking about. Now, Bill Haney, now, Coach Malachite jumped in and lied. He said he didn't do or this and that, that he said that, bro, that was all a fucking lie. That's a lie. Now you know how Coach Malachite does to his fucking subscribers and the people that give him money. Fuck that shit. Fuck Lady Chan and fuck fucking Coach Malachite.
Fuck that bitch. And I back you up. I back you up, LT. Fuck that cunt. Fuck that bitch.
Okay, can I just point out, Soothsayer doesn't give a shit about this. He just wants some drama. He's just piling on. I know the guy.
Soothsayer's
playing the game, man.
Where's Nordic Warrior? Where's he at?
LT, I'm gonna have to mute you, man. I'm gonna have to mute you if you keep interrupting.
I'm out the panel, bro. Peace.
All right, take it easy, man. All right, well, listen. Here's what I want to say. Like I said, it sucks when you get timed out. That's you're saying, Carl, that you felt it was a sign of disrespect, especially considering that he says that there should be no fanboyism. I get that. He says it went another way and that he's got receipts. He's got the video. So I assume if he's gonna put thought into this, or if he is concerned about this, he might address it at some point. But I'm just gonna say this: everyone can run their own channel the way they want to. Nobody's perfect, living up to their own standards. If you like this show, the reason why we barely ban people from the chat is a combination of freedom of speech and a combination of not having enough. Hold on. It's a combination of that and not having enough time or presence and moderation to ban people. On this channel,
we don't give wrenches. We don't give out wrenches like candy. Some people give wrenches to everybody. So then you have like the whole chat has a wrench. So then you don't know who banned you, who kicked you out. It's impossible to know.
And so that's the thing. What happened? Essentially, what happened, if I understand correctly, Carl, you got banned by one of the mods, and then Coach Malachi addressed the issue, and you felt you didn't get banned. You got timed out, and instead of staying there, you said, "You know what? Me being a member, I don't appreciate being timed out. I don't appreciate the fact that he says no fanboyism and he's forbidding people from talking about it. I'm gonna leave." That's your right. That's his right to run his.
I think Coach Malachi was in the wrong for that. Because how are you going to say no fanboys and then you're going to block somebody for saying facts? I mean, listen.
That's all it was stating the fact.
Bill Haney sold crack. We all know this. He got convicted for it. That's why he couldn't go to Australia. I mean, so that's not right.
BDA
smoked it too.
Something, BDA. Before you try to say you're gonna. Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, bro. What Coach Malachite said that he lied, all right? Coach Malachite addressed the fucking panel and the fucking chat. Coach Malachite, Carl wasn't on the panel. He was on chat. Coach Malachite said, "Yo, don't be talking shit about Bill Haney, or that's why you're getting timed out and this and that." because he said that he got a text, and yes, he did got a text. It was a text from Lady Chan saying, "Yo, I muted this guy because he's talking shit about Bill Haney," like that. That's what happened, and it's on live. You can go watch that fucking video. Watch it. You can go watch it, bro. All right. So what
listen, I just found
I said,
BDI.
Oh, Coach Malachi, no, he's fucking lying. He's fucking lying, bro, to the teeth. I got the guy that happened to him, and I got several fucking witnesses, bro.
Fucking LT's a prosecutor now. Carl, go ahead.
He's a YouTube. LT's a YouTube detective, bro. LT's a YouTube detective. Yeah. I just found it really odd that I'd be fucking timed out when I'm. Everyone in that chat, every one of them moderators knows me. I salute everyone when I go into the chat. I'm never disrespectful to anyone. I troll the shit out of certain boxes. We all fucking troll the shit out of certain boxes. I was trolling Devin Haney's dad because the fact of the matter was he was a convicted drug dealer. And you know what? I'm not a convicted drug dealer. So I don't have anything in my past I need to fucking hide. And the fact of the matter is that if Bill Haney wasn't allowed into Australia, it was because he didn't divulge certain information. That, namely, that I'm a convicted fucking drug dealer. So the Australian Immigration Department isn't fucking stupid, mate. And if you don't declare something, guess what? You're not coming into our country and you can't apply for another visa for another 3 years. All I was stating was purely facts, and someone got their knickers in a fucking bunch. So
Can I say something too? I just want to say, and this isn't related to that. I just want to say, guys, we got to really pay attention. I know it's hard, especially when emotions are up, but when we hear, including me, when we hear BDA or Bucho talking, just make a concerted effort just to stop what you're talking and just give them the respect. You know what I mean? I do it too. And I just also want to say about what Haney did, what I don't like. Everybody fucks up. Everybody deserves second chances. I'm all about that. He made a comment after he got kicked out, was told he couldn't go, what bothered me. He just said, I hope my son doesn't have to do the same things that I did. Nobody, he didn't have to fucking get caught by the DA selling drugs. He chose to. I'm done.
Well, listen, I just want to go back to the whole thing here. Okay, well, listen, this is an Open Lines Friday, which it's an open panel. Anybody can jump on and anybody can talk about what they want. With that being said, you also have to learn that, look, sometimes people choose how to run their own channels. And I understand that nobody likes to be timed out or banned. That's the word, right? Being banned, it's a lot of people take it as a sign of disrespect. I've had to ban a couple of people from either the chat or the Discord. And I don't do it with joy. I don't do it with glee. And I always try to warn people beforehand. So I understand that both sides of the issue here when you in banning people. That being said, look, you guys gave your version of what happened, transpired. Coach Malachi dropped in and he gave his own version. He says there's video. LT says there's video that supports his theory and that he's got witnesses. At the end of the day, like Butcher said, we heard both sides. Leave it up to the people to decide what they want.
Yeah, and one last thing though. One last thing. This is Open Lines Friday, so it's gonna get chaotic. So the people complaining constantly about this is crazy. Yes, I mean it can get crazy. We try to control the show, but again, it's Open Lines Friday, people. That's what's gonna get.
Exactly. If you don't like the subject, and if you don't like the subject, or if you want to keep talking about Estrada Chocolatito 3 or whatever, it's either take a break and wait until we get back to boxing or leave. Nobody's forcing you to stay here. Don't try to force the conversation is what I'm saying.
I don't know. It's been crazy because almost everybody I've done shit with, LT has a beef with.
Well, that's what he does. Eventually, he's going to have a beef with all of us here. I'm telling you. I'm predicting this eventually. But that's part of the fun.
He's going to say fuck BDA.
That you never know what's going to happen with the guy.
Take me back.
Yeah. BDA, thanks for having me, bro. I just wanted to get on and say my piece. I'm not here to slag out Coach Malachi. I'm not here to say shit, but I'm just saying that I'm no longer a supporter of his channel, and I'm disappointed that he let his moderators deal with me the way he did. After all I've shown is nothing but love, and I'm done on the subject.
All right.
Wait, I want to see.
MMA champ, can I add something before you go? Yeah, I just want to say, if you have a way in the future, this is my suggestion. Because I'm talking about it from the point of view of a guy that's had to ban people or time people out. If you have a gripe with a moderator or the owner of a channel, I suggest, I'm not saying you were wrong, Carl. Well, what I'm saying is try to get in contact with the person and say, hey, what's up? Why did I get timed out, whatever. I understand you felt disrespect and you said, fuck this, I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to, as a long-time supporter, I'm going to leave. But if an alternative tactic here, from my point of view, is try to contact the people, because I've had people contact me saying, "Hey man, why'd you time me out?" Blah blah, and I give them a second chance, and because it could have been a misunderstanding, or maybe that person misunderstood where I was coming from, or maybe I made a mistake. But if you contact people privately and you don't air it out in public, that's another way to go too. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but when you've banned people, what have you banned them for, bro? Have you banned them for being disrespectful?
Well, disrespectful to the community at large, spamming, being overly racist, spazzing out, acting like a bunch of spurgs, that type of stuff.
All I said in the chat was Bill Haney is a crack dealer. That's all I said. So
It's fucking negative though, man.
But you know what? I think the way that you put it, they didn't like it. That's the way you put it.
But listen though, right?
No one's perfect, man. You gotta give people a benefit of the doubt, you know?
Yeah.
Drew, I'm a Haney fan, but at the end of the day, Bill Haney was a drug dealer. That's why he couldn't get into in Australia. That's a fact. It's not like he's lying, putting dirt.
I'm not saying he's lying, but I'm just saying is that why he got timed out, because the way he put it.
Obviously, it is, but Lady Chan, I mean, a lot of people have had problems with her. This is not the first time, Lady Chan's timed somebody out wrongfully. In other chats, I saw Lady Chan, do stuff like this, and she had, at the end of the day, it's not her channel. She's going to be timing out people left and right because she feels like it.
Yeah, Lady Chan does have an issue sometimes.
But also,
that's the thing.
I want to say, Carl, I see your profile picture. Haney, Team Haney, let's go.
I have no beef. Look, man, let's keep it real, bro. I have no beef with anybody. And that's the legit. I argue with a bunch. No. Let me talk. All right. Let me. Okay. Just so you guys know, let me talk. I have no beef with anybody. Yeah, I argue with a lot of people. Yes, because I think different. All right, I have my own brain and I stand what I think. But I have no fucking beef with anybody. Me and MXBC are cool as fuck, and me and MXBC always argue like motherfuckers. But we're cool as fuck on Discord. Like we all cool as fuck. Me and Black and Brown always go at each other, but we're cool as fuck. We still text each other. And shit. Yo, I'm going live. Come in the channel. This and that. I'm cool with every fucking body. All right.
Yeah.
Every fucking body.
LT.
Every fucking body. That I disagree and that I argue. That I disagree with their points and they argue. That's just us. All right. That's how I brought up. If I pick at you and and if I pick at you and make fun of you, bro, that's me telling you. We like you like that.
LT, are you saying it's all banter? Are you saying it's all banter?
That's basically it. All right. I have no beef with any fucking body. All right.
Wait a minute. LT,
hold on. I have no beef with Black Chibi either. I just wanted to hold on. I have no beef with Black Chibi either. I made him pay my boy $25. Thank you guys. I made him pay $25. Yet he still owes another $50. But I did that shit, and I made that for the entertainment of BDA. And have some fucking drama on this show. But yes, no fucking. Hold on. I have nothing against BDA. And me and Rare Breed. Rare Breed always go at each other on BDA. But when we're on other channels, we respect each other. And what's up with that, bro? Oh yeah, this is what I think, bro. And that's basically how it is. So don't confuse your shit and me as this fucking bad guy, bro. Bro, trust me, I'm so cool with fucking with Mark on Rivals. And me and Mark on Rivals have argued before. So don't try to paint me like, this guy. No.
Hey, LT, this is Gonzalo. I want to ask you, can you do me a favor? Can you just say hello to my little friend?
And say hello to my little friend.
Hey, but LT, something. Hold on. I from what I understand, from what I hear to the grapevine, you do have a genuine beef with someone, right? Don't you have beef with Punch Drunk?
Nah, bro. I told Punch Drunk, you know what? I'ma let it go, and he said, "Yeah, brother, yeah." That's
How
it.
about these?
Que chingue su madre. Me and Punch Drunk Punch Drunk said that I was a fucking heroin addict. I was like, a heroin addict. Oh boy, I come for the long run, motherfucker. Watch me come for the long run. And here I am, God behold, I exposed that motherfucker for lying about a car crash. There you go. I go for the long run. And then the whole fucking YTBC started talking about Punch Drunk, and I slowed down and I went in his chat. I went to Punch Drunk's chat and said, yo, I'm gonna stop my shit. It's Happy New Year's. I'm gonna stop my shit. And he saw my comment, yeah, brother. And I knew he spoke to me, yeah, brother, and shit like that. So I have no beef with anybody. If I don't like somebody, I don't talk to him at all. Like, if I don't like you, bro, I won't talk to you at all. And that is... The people
I reply to my fucking.
Fuck,
I don't like that. That's why if you don't like him, you don't talk to them. That's why you never reply to my DM.
Yo, BDA.
Bro, BDA, I don't put. I turn this off as soon as I get up Discord. I disable the thing, bro. My bad, man.
No, you know what? Hold on, LT. You said you don't have. Hold on, LT. You said you don't have beef with anybody. You got beef with me now. How about that?
Get on that. Yo, BDA, set it up, Kimbucho. Next Friday, it's on like Donkey Kong.
I had something smart to say to sort of back up Mirage for a moment.
Well, hold on. I just want to think about LT. I want to say something about LT real quick because I don't think we're done with this. LT, people have to understand something about LT too. Yeah, he comes in screaming. He's one of the loudest voices on the YouTube boxing community. So some people feel rightly so, because if you hear somebody screaming, you'll assume, okay, this guy's fucking angry out of his mind. But here's the thing with LT. Yeah, he'll scream. Yeah, he'll call you names. Then the next day you talk to the guy, and it's as if the previous day never happened. He doesn't take this all that personally. Yeah, he'll take it super personally on that day when you're screaming with each other. But then the next day is like, hey, nothing happened. He works in he works with fucking elephants and tigers. He's got that animal spirit. He has that animal spirit.
He's a wild spirit.
Long story short, my advice is don't take LT screaming too seriously because the next day you're cool with him again.
LT is the best Mexican zookeeper. LT is the best Mexican zookeeper.
Yo, BDA, can I go fast?
Yeah,
go ahead, Philly. Work at LT.
Fuck, man. You want me to say the whole... No, man.
No, I know, like, I didn't know from, like, the San Francisco, I mean, the San Diego Zoo, which is big down there. I didn't know. I just... If you don't want to say, you don't have to. I just think that's pretty cool. That's awesome that you work at a zoo. That's all. I mean, it's awesome.
Philly wants to say something. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, like, the question is, like, I saw you on D-Style show one night arguing with him on the phone for like 20 minutes to a half hour. That's not legit beef?
Nah, fuck D-Style. He knows what the fuck. He was saying, bro, listen, man, like, stay away from my shit, and I'll stay away from his shit. Easy as that. My beef about D-Style is that he's not original. He says shit that, some of us have said before, and he goes and says it on his shit. And to me, that's, bro, come on, man. Aren't you fucking, like, smart enough to think about your shit? Bro, like, let's be fucking real. BDA has his own mind. He goes his own way. He thinks different. And that's why we respect BDA. Same goes with Kimbucho, with all of us, bro. Each one. But these motherfuckers, bro, they just go and regurgitate everything that we all fucking been saying, bro. You know what I mean? And that's it, bro. Yet, these motherfuckers know more way about boxing than I do. But yet to be saying the shit that I say, come on, motherfucker. Really?
Dan Maka, you had to get him going again, didn't you? You had to get him going.
He's cooling down. He needs to cool down.
Man, he says he keeps talking about boxing. He hasn't spoken about boxing.
Bro, shout out to D-Style,
like,
man.
He's been ranting for 20 minutes. He's mentioned 20 seconds about boxing.
Yeah, all right. Let's go ahead, Dan. Talk about boxing. Let's talk
bro,
boxing.
Nothing much respect, man. That's it.
All right.
Fuck you, Evo.
Boxing. Let's get back to boxing. Who wants to throw a topic?
I got a topic.
What? Oh God, go ahead, Mirage.
Okay, we just had a big fight announced this week. Canelo versus a 40-year-old middleweight.
That's the shit.
What do you guys think?
And you don't like that fight?
Do you think it was a good fight? Do you disagree? Do you believe he's ducking? I mean,
bro, Virgil Ortiz, bro.
Well, nobody cares. That's the point. I think that is the greater point. He's the top pound for pound, or the biggest
All
name
right.
and made a fight.
We know your take.
Nobody gives a
G's
fuck
been
about.
past it. Did you not see his last fight? Did you not see his last fight with Murata? He was fucking shite. He was rubbish.
How was he? What does a Murata Olympic gold medalist do? He boxes good for 4 rounds. He comes to try to take the old man out, but then when he fails, he gets taken out by the old fucking man.
No, that's fair.
Speaking of that,
Triple G, I mean, he looked vulnerable, but he's tough as hell. I think maybe he's going to come in jacked as fuck, 168 with a vendetta. I think he could surprise Canelo. I think we're underestimating Triple G, to be honest.
then why'd you say it's a shit fight then?
You see that shit
Well,
fight?
I mean, in a list of priorities, I mean, it's still not a very relevant. There's far more relevant fights, but as it stands, I think it still could be interesting to some degree, even though I don't think Triple G really deserves a fight at this stage of his career. But yeah, it could be interesting.
Well, let me say this.
Based on optics and how the boxing public sees it, is Canelo's ducking the Bivol rematch, and that puts his stock way down. I don't care how good Triple G is or what he's got left. The fact that he's not chasing a Bivol rematch just makes the entire Canelo Triple G 3 10 times less worthy, in my opinion.
But I don't understand why. Yeah. I don't understand why he needs to chase a Bivol rematch. It wasn't even close. The fight. It was somewhat competitive. It's not like Canelo got beat up, but he's not gonna beat Bivol.
Well, he says he wants a rematch
because he's supposed to prove everybody wrong and say he's better than Bivol and chase the rematch. Do you know what I'm saying?
But watch. He put out a statement saying that he's taking this fight, and the fight after this one, he's taking the Bivol rematch. So why don't people let that shit sink in? So far from what I've seen from Canelo, he's been active, fighting more than anybody else. In fucking 15 months, he fought 5 times while others only fight once, maybe twice. And if he says he's gonna do something, he probably will fucking do it.
Yeah. All right. Good point. Can I just say something, Mr. BDA, because I missed the super chat. TX Bulldog Boxing says Yildirim can get fight as mandatory against Canelo, but Davis
no.
But hold on. But David Lemieux can't. We all know that's bullshit. Also, has anyone else seen the meme of Daffy Duck versus Golovkin going around? No, I haven't seen that meme. Posted on Discord. No. So yeah, he's talking about the mandatories. So yeah, it makes sense. That's true.
Well, Yildirim was Bucha. Oh, sorry. Go BDA.
Yeah, listen, Jimmy. I know what you're gonna say, but because I wanted to say something else about the future, and we've been over this whole Yildirim thing already. 2 episodes, 2 Open Lines Fridays. We already devoted 2 segments. So if people still don't get what happened in that situation, Jimmy, you don't need to spend your breath explaining to people because they're never gonna get it. If you explain a 3rd, 4th, 5th time, they're not gonna get it. Right. I wanted to add something about the Canelo thing. I don't think he's gonna fight Bivol again. I think he's gonna spend the rest of the year fulfilling his contractual obligation with the zone. And then he's gonna fight Benavidez. That's what I'm seeing. Especially if Benavidez does what he's supposed to. Because look, Canelo, whether you like the Triple G fight or not, Canelo's tied up with the zone now contractually. So now it's up to Benavidez to fight somebody else and beef up his resume. Because right now, yeah, we can talk about how he's the boogeyman and blah blah blah. And I agree. I agree in the sense that his skills will give Canelo a lot of trouble. But so far, he cannot demand the fight just by saying, well, I'm the boogeyman. That's the argument I've been hearing from people. Is, well, everybody says...
Interim.
Well, hold on.
That's pretty smart, dude. BDA, that's really smart what you're saying.
Let BDA finish.
Finish, man. The thing is, he cannot demand a fight against Canelo. He can't say, well, he's got no belt, he's got no big wins. And I can already see it now. If Canelo beats Benavidez, people are going to say, there's always going to be a percentage of people saying, well, who was Benavidez anyway? His best opponent was Durrell. So what Benavidez needs to do right now, considering the fact that Canelo's all tied up with his contractually over at the zone, he needs to beef up his own resume. He needs to fight Charlo. He needs to try to get Andrade, even a Caleb Plant, because I said this on Black and Brown last night. If he beats Caleb Plant, okay, Caleb Plant, he's not the greatest fighter, blah, blah, blah. But if he beats him better than Canelo did, that's a starting point to sort of upstaging Canelo and saying, look, I beat this guy up better than you did. Let's make it happen. But he can't just wait around fighting the Ellises of the world, the fucking Lemieux of the world, and thinking that that's going to get him a fight against Canelo.
You know what, BDA? I might sound ridiculous. But what if Triple G wins and fucking forget about Canelo? Triple G's the champion. He got all the belts. He gained some vindication after being robbed 2 times. That's a whole different story that nobody's prepared to even begin to comprehend. Just because they don't want to deal with it.
That's a whole different thing.
Now, BDA's talking like a boxing promoter. He's so smart. He's got it absolutely spot on. He beats Triple G in September. He takes like an easy fight in January against, I don't know, Demetrius Andrade or something like 168. And then Cinco de Mayo, Canelo versus Benavidez breaks the record for pay-per-view in terms of a Mexican fighter.
Yeah.
That does 2 or 3 million boxing pay-per-views. BDA is spot on in his analysis there.
Rick Glaser said that Benavidez doesn't have a belt. He has the interim belt, WBC. Now he's basically the mandatory, one of his mandatories. So he does have some sort of leverage to actually eventually demand a fight.
He's mandatory.
Can I, Mirage? I'm just curious, Mirage. How long have you been watching boxing for? I'm not trying to be a smartass. I'm just curious.
Oh, I mean, on and off since like the 80s.
Since the 80s, okay. You understand?
On and off, I'm not like super hardcore as like a lot of you guys.
Okay, I got you.
I know my shit. Don't worry about it, video. I know my shit. You can
I'm not worried about it. What I am worried about is the fact that you've been watching boxing since the 80s, so you've seen the proliferation of titles and the mandatory versions and the diamond version, the franchise version, and you're still putting credence, or you're still putting weight and giving credit to this organization. He's the mandatory. He's got the this and that. Look, that's not enough in today's world. It's just not enough. You can talk about he's the mandatory this and that, but he doesn't have any high-profile wins. He cannot use that in negotiations. Think about it from the promoter standpoint. Like Dan Micah said, what can he do? All he brings right now is, well, I'm the boogeyman. But to counter that, somebody could say, yeah, okay, you're the boogeyman against this class of opposition. That's why I'm saying it's imperative that he beefs up his resume right now, because right now it's thin and he cannot parlay that in negotiations.
Well, there's nobody else.
Mr. I just want to say real quick too, and you're 100% right going over that same thing. I just found this out this week about that Yildirim thing. I had no idea. I guess even before Canelo, he was Benavidez is mandatory. Benavidez was supposed to fight him, I guess, but then Benavidez lost the belt. So I just found that out this week. But that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, BDA. Of course, I understand. Of course, I understand like the games, the political games. But first point, the mandatory. The mandatory was apparently strong enough to make Canelo fight Yildirim. So it had some authority and leverage for him to make that fight. And if it had enough for him to fight that bum, then you can't say, well, it means nothing when it comes to Benavidez. Number 2, mandatories. I mean, they do have some sort of technical legitimacy, meaning like if you don't fight your mandatory. Hang on, but don't you have to give up your belt? Technically, you can be forced.
Only if you're an ordered mandatory. Just because you have the junior belt doesn't make you the mandatory. The sanctioning body has to order it. They have to say, now you have X amount of days to sign this fight, or you have to kick up your belt. The only IFB already told him no, he doesn't have any mandatories coming right now, and I think the WBC said you have no mandatories from us right now. I don't know about WBA, but that's how it goes. If the WBC turns around and says, okay, Benavidez is your number 1 mandatory. You have 90 days to make this fight, or you have to go to first bid. And then he doesn't do it. Then he's got to face hell.
Even that is more than just public pressure. What BDA is talking about, if Benavidez beats up Plant, that'll create public pressure. But to me, there's already been public pressure, and Canelo can just ignore public pressure. You can't force him just from public pressure. So I'm not sure if that's
these fights gonna happen. I don't understand. Hold on. Like, people are unrealistic. First of all,
hold on. One at a time.
Let me talk. I was going to say something. Butcher. Okay, read the super chat. Read the super chat and then go on.
Okay, read the super chat. Which Mike T?
Yeah.
All right, Mike T says, "What's up, brothers? Yo, BDA, you should talk about cryptids like the Dogman and Bigfoot on the Second Renaissance." You know what, Mike T? Shout out to Mike T for his contribution to the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, that's a good subject, man. That's always a popular one, cryptoids, or cryptids rather. That would be an interesting one, Mike T. Thank you for your contribution. I'm gonna look into that now. because I was looking for ideas. Hey, that's what I like the viewers, man. What was I going to say about? Oh yeah, so about the public pressure thing. What's that?
I've got the perfect response to this because Mirage will agree with this as well.
Well, all right, go ahead. I'll bow.
Right,
I'll
so
bow.
Okay, I don't feel good about that, BDA, but I respect it. So I'm going to do you proud, okay? Right, so Mirage is saying Benavidez needs to, like, fight someone like ABC, fucking DFG, alphabet soup bullshit, yeah? Fight this mandatory, that one. Avi Yildirim, yeah? No one gives a fuck about Avi Yildirim. If Benavidez wants people to really talk about him in the way that he has to be spoke about, which is the most dangerous guy at 168 or 175, he needs to fight a guy where he is not a betting favourite. Because public opinion is everything in this sport, and it's not about the ABC alphabet soup. So go up to 175 and fight Bateviev.
You can't tell him, "Oh, just you have to get out of your own division to prove something." What other fighter has to adhere to that ridiculous standard? I mean, what about? Ridiculous. This is unfair.
Say something that's there for a.
The politics is not going to change. Public opinion rules all.
What I was going to
say is so good. He needs to get out of his division.
What I was going to say about the public opinion thing is this. First of all, you're right about Mirage. You're right that the what's it called? The mandatories and all that, they do serve a certain purpose, and that's the conundrum that we're in. That either do you give him a little credence or none at all? My position is I have to give him no credence because you can't do it half-assed. You can't stand in the middle with this issue. Either you're with the sensitive boys or you're not. That's the way it seems like to me that it's got to work. Otherwise, you're in the middle and you choose when these mandatories matter and when they don't. Number two, the Yildirim thing, we already established that Canelo was using that as a tune-up because he wanted to unify with the rest of the dudes. It's not like Yildirim was his big fight. 2 months later, he ended up fighting Billy Joe Saunders. He wasn't going to fight Benavidez, and then a month and a half later, take on Billy Joe Saunders. Number three, when it comes to the public pressure, yeah, it's true. There's a certain amount of public pressure on Canelo to fight Benavidez, but how much? It's not enough. Because right now, like I said, you overlook what I said about Benavidez having a thin resume. Right now, Canelo can skate away, and his promoters and his PR people can say, yeah, well, who the fuck is Benavidez? Yeah, he's good, but like Dan Marquez said, he hasn't fought anybody that he's not a favorite over. So Benavidez right now, he has to stop waiting for that stimulus check, as Steve Kim calls it, and fight somebody of his own, make his own legacy, and then get Canelo in there. Because whether we like it or not, the A-lister, he's not going to be chasing Benavidez, who's essentially just coming out as a prospect not that long ago.
Exactly.
Super chat. TX Bulldog Boxing says, what was Yildirim's biggest win? What was Yildirim's biggest win? Yeah.
The Darrell loss because it was controversial. Dude, fans expect people to do what they want. It's like when they were saying Canelo, Benavidez lost the belt and Caleb Plant got it. He should have fought fucking Benavidez. Well, no. Boxing is a career. You're establishing legacy. You got to get all those belts. Then he moved up. The same thing with Benavidez. He's not just going to jump up to 75 and skip go to 68. When legacy and time, you will leave that imprint for like fucking ever. That if you garnered a title here, then you moved up and caught a title in the second division or undisputed for that matter. You're not just going to comply to what a fan tells you. Oh, he should do this. He should do that. No, it's like a career. It's progressive. He starts here. He gets the title. Then he moves up to 75. Maybe he'll end up in fucking cruiserweight.
Because the dude hasn't got he hasn't got a base of fans. He hasn't got the political wave that players need to move up. So he needs to go out and make a statement, just like Canelo did when he beat Kovalev. Everyone had their jaw to the floor. They couldn't believe what the fuck happened.
Man, that fight was terrible.
If Benavidez is that good, he could move up to 175. He could even go as high as 200, make a statement, then he comes down to 175.
Shootouts. Look, BDA, I do agree with what you're saying. It'll be much better and preferential for him to fight a Plant or a Charlo.
I think he's trying. No one cares about.
I think he's now. Look, Benavidez just fought. Charlo's fighting next month. Plant. I don't know if he's going to fight Darrell next month. No, he's not. So there's no excuse now for Plant and Charlo not to fight Benavidez later this year. So
I agree.
Benavidez said,
"There's all the excuses.
You bitches.
Hey, one at a time.
Benavidez has said, "You bitches, sign the contract. I'm waiting." So Benavidez has done his part. I mean, he can't. What do you want to do? Go knock on their door and like punch them out on the street? Like, it's up to them now. Like,
No one's going to take that fight. They've all got political clout. Nobody is going to take the Benavidez fight. Benavidez has to go outside of his division and make himself undeniable because he's too good for anyone to take a fight with him. You can. There's a bunch of bums all around that everyone can fight.
I understand Dan's point of view, though. I understand, like, look, if it is true that nobody at 168 wants to fight him, then what? Is he gonna just stay fighting bumps? If he's that good, then he should just jump to 175 now and try to get something going there. That being said, look, the PBC also needs to get their act together, and they need to force these guys to fight each other. I think Kelly Plant, the rumor was that he was gonna fight Durrell. It's like, come on, it's nah. Put him in there against fucking Benavidez, or get Charlo and say, look, you gotta fight Benavidez, and the winner gets closer to a Canelo pay. Canelo's not stupid. His team, they're always looking for, okay, who's got something that I can use, who's got a certain amount of fan base, who's got a good resume, something that's going to give me, because Canelo, look, if he beats Benavidez now, like I said, yeah, Benavidez right now is the boogeyman, but how many boogeymen have we seen come and go? It's not enough to just fight this guy. Even fucking Charlo, when he fought Julian Williams was some sort of a boogeyman at the time. And then Charlo beat him. He got credit for a while. And then Julian Williams just fell apart. So what I'm trying to get at here is from a promoter standpoint, Canelo needs Benavidez to have something so that when he beats him, he takes it from him. And if for some godforsaken reason Benavidez turns out to be a dud, well, at least Canelo can say, well, at least he had a belt, or at least he had this, or at least he had that at the time I fought him. That's
but at the end of the day, you don't even have to fight him if not because Benavidez don't want to, but if Canelo doesn't, he's 25 years old. Canelo's gonna have to surrender some of those belts by some point in time. By some point in time, he's gonna have to give up some of that hardware, place it on the hands of Durrell, Charlo, the big one, and there you go. But then that's gonna be more like, oh, he did duck him. But you know, why give up
so little these days? The belts mean nothing. No one gives a fuck about the belt. It's about
the
stock.
belt don't mean nothing. If you put the name of a belt in a title fight, more people are gonna come to watch that fight. If you look two generations from now and look at the record books, they're gonna see that's the guy that held that title in that division. They mean nothing to
Gonzalo,
you guys. Legacy-wise, it means a lot.
The belts are only for people that are making a name. Once you've got a name, the belts mean piss. They mean shit. They mean nothing. Once you've got a name, yeah. Okay, when you don't have a name and you're up and coming and you manage to get hold of some alphabet shite soup, then yeah, it means a little bit. But when you're David Benavidez or you're Canelo or whoever the fuck we're talking about right now, they don't mean a fucking thing.
Yeah, but you know what, man? Gonzalo's right. I agree with you, Dan, that the belts, because of the fact that these organizations are corrupt and they make up their own ratings and they can take the belts away from whoever they want. I understand what you're saying. Theoretically, their worth is non-existent. It's like a fiat currency. It's non-existent. It's
worse than a fiat currency.
Well,
even
yeah.
worse than fiat currency.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, but I do agree with Gonzalo. Well, Gonzalo's right, and Steve Kim has said this before as well. These guys, they do use the belts for marketing. Look, there's a reason why Canelo himself, he could operate without the belts. He'd still make as much money, and he wouldn't even, no, actually, he'd make more because he wouldn't have to pay the sanctioning bodies. But his handlers and himself understand you do need the belts to put that on the marquee where it says champion versus champion, unified champion. You know what I mean? It does. That's why the belts matter to these fighters, because they still think from a promotional standpoint, hey, look, listen, we got to put that in the marquee to make money. I agree with you, though, that they inherently they have no worth. But for these guys, for the marketing standpoint, they do have to work with the sanctioning bodies.
All right, I've got a solid example. Wilder versus Ruiz. If that fight happens, like what they're saying, August or September, does that fight mean more because some sort of alphabet nonsense organization would put a belt on the line? No, I think when Wilder versus Ruiz, that would be like, okay, who's the number 2, number 3 guy in the division? The belts don't mean shit to that.
But for the
if you think of how Andy Ruiz became the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world, when he got that, he didn't care about anything else. To him, that was the greatest achievement of all time. And for the Mexicans, wow, that really signified a lot. Now, if you do it against Wilder, yeah, okay, Wilder becomes a 2-time heavyweight champion. It can't be no baby belt. It's got to be like the real belt. And it don't mean a lot.
it meant more that he beat Joshua than he got hold of belts. It meant more that
He
he beat
said history,
Anthony
man. That
Joshua
was the
because
first Mexican.
because
That was the
Anthony
first
Joshua
Mexican.
beat the man. Anthony Joshua beat the man in Vladimir Klitschko, and Ruiz beat him. So that means more than any fucking belt.
Well, to you, but for the Mexicans, it was he gained the title where there had never been anybody going back to like the 70s
yeah.
that contested a title.
Fuck yeah, I agree. And it meant everything to Mexico because he beat Joshua, not because he won a belt.
No. Joshua is just
beat
a
the
good
man.
heavyweight, but it's the fact that he got that hardware. That's my opinion.
If somehow the politics had made it so that Kubrat Pulev got hold of the IBF and then Ruiz beat Pulev, it wouldn't have even meant 10% of the fact that Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua, who had beaten Vladimir Klitschko. And that's why Ruiz is great. Not because of the alphabet fucking soup.
No, nobody said he was great. I'm just saying that he became the first Mexican heavyweight champion.
It's huge. Man, it's everything. I fucking loved it. I'm an Englishman and I was cheering for Joshua, but man, I was proud of Ruiz that night because he beat our man.
Some people didn't like that window. I mean, but I get what you guys are saying. That's why I was talking about with the belts. It's either you got two options. It's the either or thing. You're either with the belts or you're not. Because I've tried that whole thing where let's be neutral. No, not neutral, but let's be in the middle about it. But then you find out situations where these people fuck up the sanctioning bodies. You go, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to give him any shred of credibility? But then that's the problem. The promoters and the fighters, they do give him credibility for the marketing. So you're stuck in a bit of a no man's land. Hey, can I just bring up something by the way? I'm curious to get people's point of views on what's his name? Virgil Ortiz is going to be taking an Avenesian. Is he now, with that win, does he upstage Jaron Ennis right now, his resume?
Yeah, but what's it? Avanesian, he did well. He blasted out that Josh Kelly dude, but that dude had no power. If he could steamroll Avanesian, but Avanesian probably won't go as hard as he did against that Josh Kelly guy because Ortiz brings power. So he's gonna probably he's gonna taper it down to 50% of the beast that he looked against that Josh Kelly cat. But if Ortiz still, he's able to beat this guy because this guy's gonna bring it. He's aggressive. Avanesian, yeah, that's a good win. I think it upstages the guy that you mentioned.
Good fight.
Yeah, Ben, because look, it's something that Conor Benn should have been fighting this dude. Conor Benn should have been fighting what's his name, Avenesian, because Avenesian beat the other Kelly, the other British prospect. So from a marketing standpoint, it would have been huge in England, but Ortiz got to me first. And now him and Jaron Ennis are in a race to see who the best young hopeful is. So I was just curious about that. But anyway, listen, I'm going to drop off. I'm going to let you guys go at it. Thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Keep it going, fellas.
All right.
Take it easy, BDA.
So what else? What else do you guys want to talk about? Something controversial.
Not Canelo.
Yeah, I was fucking tired of that shit.
That's burnt out on that shit. Can I just give props first off to Haney for going to Australia. I just want to make that again. And Bam Rodriguez is making American fighters look silly. Fucking from Kuras to Rungvisai in 12 professional fights, taking on this competition. That's the kid everybody's got to be really looking at. And if he fights and beats this kid well, again, an oversized Rungvisai, compared to Bam. I just think it's they have a lot of confidence in his abilities to have him take on this level of competition this quick. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, I think Jimmy's real high on that guy. I mean, yeah, he's doing good. He's making big moves. I think he's going to go after Chocolatito after this. And Chocolatito ain't ducking nobody. So once he beats Chocolatito, he'll be in the conversation for one of the best fighters in the world.
Yeah, this is what I like about these weight divisions.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
No, I'm saying if he beats Chocolatito, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come out who knows. But
we don't know.
If he beats Rumbisai, that'll be a good fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say what I like about these weight divisions is that they don't dock each other because they can't afford to be docking. They have to make this. They have to make money. They're not very popular divisions in America, and so they have to fight each other, man. There's no, I'm gonna wait it out, marinate the fight. It's like, no, let's go, man. Make the fight.
Speaking of that, King, do you think Crawford or Spence ever fight Boots? I don't think so.
I don't know. It depends on the promo. Jimmy, do you know more about this? What's Butsenni's status within the PBC?
Well, he's signed to Showtime through Gary Shaw Promotions. So he's not an actual PBC fighter, but in essence he is, because Showtime only deals with the PBC. But he should, out of all of them on that side of the street per se, be able to travel. But they haven't shown a willingness to do it yet, to go fight on other promotions. I don't know if that's Al Heyman putting pressure on him. I guess Espinoza is listening pretty much to what Al says. So it's a real tricky situation. My question is, who's representing Crawford right now? I mean, if that fight's even like, who's talking for Crawford right now with Spence's people? Who's trying to make that deal? Who's looking out for him?
Himself?
What's that?
Himself? He's doing it. Who's doing it?
Yeah. But even himself, Canelo can say himself, but he's got a team of lawyers,
right,
and other people talking. You know, he needs. That's why without Bob Promoter, like, you got to know somebody who knows the business, or you'll get your ass handed to you. You'll give up so many things you didn't realize were even there. And I know he was working with Probellum. Well, Probellum, I guess he was talking with them. Are they going to represent him? But I was sure they wouldn't represent him unless he signs a deal with them. I'm just curious. It's going to be a hard fight to make without that weight behind you. That's all. I'm done.
Yeah, to me that's the type of fight that within the next year that should be made. Like,
yeah,
have him fight. What's his name? Shit, Thurman or something like that. Give him a next step, and that's it. Make the fight. But I heard people arguing, "Oh, that's years away. Don't rush it." I mean, this is the thing about boxing that people are sick of. All this fight. I mean, how old are Spence and Crawford? They're like 33.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's 34, I think. Crawford. I mean, you need to make these fights. People want to see these fights, and I think you can smell it to me. I don't think this is ever going to happen. You can already sense.
What's stopping this fight?
The boxing games are being played.
Yeah, what's stopping this fight? What's the impediment here? What's going on?
Can I say something about Duran Ennis? He's en route. He's on the path to supersede Mayweather and any of those guys. And if he gets one of those, if they're willing to fight him, I think he'll beat those guys. He's only 24 years old. He got 29 fights with 27 KOs. To supersede the 50-0 record, 24, he's got 10 years left in his career. I mean, the dude's on his way, man.
The narrative, King, is that he's too young, that he's unproven. He needs to fight better fighters, etc. That's the narrative, and that's going to just, like, you're going to hear that for like 2-3 years at least, in my opinion. Like, it's already 29 fights. I mean, you know, how many more fights before he can fight the best in the division? Jesus.
Right,
yeah,
in the
that's
chat.
True. 29. But
yeah, quickly in the chat, Shadow Combat says Spence and Crawford want too much money. Steve Kim already explained it. That's true though. But at some point, well, yeah, I guess Jimmy, do you think this fight never happens?
I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen, and especially because, again, Crawford's what he's on the ugly side of 34. He's closer to 35 than he is 34, so he's got to get his shit together. I just think it was a buffoon move, what he did with Bob.
Do you think he's regretting it?
What's that?
Do you think Terence Crawford is regretting leaving?
If he isn't, he will be. I guarantee he will be. He must be now. I mean, how long has it been since the Porter fight? There's not even talk of him fighting anybody else. Again, because when you don't have representation, it's hard. It's real. Like, you can be the face of boxing and go out on your own. You can be Canelo and bounce around promotions. Everybody's willing to sign you. Crawford already found out. He left. He went across the street, remember? He went to see fucking PBC, and they shut the door in his face. Now, we can't afford you. Sorry. And there he is with his dick in his hand. Okay, what now?
Yeah.
There's a difference between quiet and humble, and a guy that doesn't talk a lot, and the difference between being quiet and snakish. That, you know, that you're doing things that are like snide. And I think Crawford, he's burned a lot of bridges. And Bob Arum, he has a lot of connections in the underworld. Because boxing is a shady business, man. And he kind of fucked up with that.
Yeah, this is the ugly part of the sport when we don't get these fights.
Yeah.
Is this the result of what Mayweather did to the sport? You know, the marinating fights, asking for too much money, thinking you're bigger than the sport. Is this why these guys are behaving that way, or is it? Am I like exaggerating?
Oh, absolutely. And it's been taken over by the PBC. They just picked up the mantle and ran with it. I mean, look at the way the PBC moves. Just how they move with all their fighters. I mean, they had every welterweight champion under contract, and they waited almost 3 years, actually until all the money was gone. Their initial $750 million before they made their first big welterweight fight. 2.5 years. It wasn't until the middle of 2017, after over 2 years together, before they made their first big one. So that's where they've been rolling with all of them. And again, it's very important with the PBC. The reason why I never hear about Benavidez going to fight in the zone or anybody under the PBC umbrella, because when you fight under the PBC umbrella, the reason why, another thing, Canelo, remember how there was always big Canelo signed 3-fight contract? It's all about not just coming to fight under the PBC umbrella. You have to sign a contract to be under Al. You know why? Because Al's looking at $50 to $70 million in payday. And all he's thinking is, I want 15% of that. And the only way I'm going to get it is you have to be contracted to me. So I'm going to get my 15. So that's why, you know what I mean? Yeah, they can offer Canelo all kinds of money. There's a reason he's keeping it in-house. He wants the biggest slice of the pie.
Yeah, and I don't think we've seen the full repercussions of people not wanting to face each other, because at a certain point it starts costing people's careers. Then you end up being like the odd man out, like Keith Thurman, right? And it's creeping up on these guys too. So now you're between a rock and a hard place. You need to make the money. You haven't taken the tough fights to establish your legacy. Are you going to take the fights, or are you the odd man out like Keith Thurman? Or you make your decisions now?
Yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess. I hate speculating, and I hate getting my hopes high, especially in boxing these days. We might get
Big
Spence
disappointment.
Crawford, but
The
too
whole
late.
welterweight division the last 5 years has been a huge disappointment to me. We've had some of the most, best talent. It never turned out the way it should have been. I mean, let's be honest, that Crawford Spence fight should have happened 3 years ago.
Yeah,
the top
and that's
two
another
pound
thing,
for pound,
Jamie.
I mean,
You start getting the young guys that are pushing the Virgil Ortizes, the Stanionis, the guy you just mentioned, Ennis.
yeah,
Hey, Jimmy, you
this
mentioned
is
the
an area
welterweight.
like I was
Go ahead.
talking about where MMA is just superior. In MMA, the top two guys, they'll make their fight in 6 months, literally, or less.
Yeah.
Well, they actually don't. Depends on the promotion. If it's UFC, it's just UFC, and
Yeah.
it does. And I agree with you. I'm a huge boxing fan, but I'm an oddity. I never understood this whole thing. If you like boxing, you're supposed to hate MMA. I'm not a huge MMA fan, meaning I can't go talking stats and inside this, and you know what I mean. But I know enough of it that I'm a casual. And that's the part of the thing. He has that under lock, meaning when you're under his umbrella, when you fight under the UFC, he knows he's the biggest game in town. You have no choice. And he knows in order to keep his product at the top, he has to fight the best. But they don't, match the best. But they don't put such a fucking emphasis on the O, to Bucho's point, the way they do in boxing. You get a loss in MMA, it's forgotten next fight if you go out
it's
and
a
fucking,
monopoly.
George
It's a monopoly,
St. Pierre
Jimmy.
lost. He's one of the best ever.
It's a
Yeah, the
monopoly.
culture is very different, yeah.
Well, it's not a culture. It's a monopoly. They can make Dana White can make the fights like he wants to make. Maybe with Conor McGregor, he has to it's tougher to deal with the guy. He's so big in terms of popularity. But with the rest of the fighters he has, they have no choice. They have to fight whoever they have to fight, whoever Dana White wants them to fight. And with boxing, it's laissez-faire economics. Basically, it's there's no. It's not a monopoly. And by the way, it's up to us to complain. And because listen, at the end of the day, if we pay for a fight that we don't like, then we're enabling these promoters to keep doing what they're doing, to putting on shitty fights. So we are responsible for this in a way.
They're still finding enough money to pay like the top stars like 20 million somehow. So, geez.
Exactly. Where's that money coming from? I mean, Well, with Al Heyman, it's a different story, somewhat, but still. Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. They, I don't know what they're gonna do to make that Crawford fight too, but yeah, you said it. It's 100% right with the UFC. It's a monopoly. They can't even like, not only when you're fighting the UFC, you can't even go do other things outside the promotion without the UFC getting a slice of it.
No, that's right. But I actually think the UFC actually go too far the other way. Like every fight is like a top fight, and you know what that does for a fighter's career? Like they can literally go from top to like the bottom within like 6 months. Just there's no easy fights, so you know it's good for the fans, but it's tough for the fighters. So
well, and that's what like like Dana White says, very seldom fighters does he get along with and like, because he doesn't want to get himself in that position again, because he doesn't give a fuck. You always think, oh, what's he gonna do? Because you get a fighter to like even McGregor's status, and everybody's like, oh, he's got fucking White over the barrel. You might for the time being, but this is a fucking marathon. Like I've heard him say, it's not a fucking, a sprint, and I'm going to win in the long run, because it's going to be me, my fucking promotion they're going to want to fight under, so they can bark and make all these noise. You know what? It's so funny. Like actors, right? It's the same type of thing, to make a metaphor. You hear about actors. When they're a nobody doing commercials, and they're dreaming about people walking up to them in a fucking Dunkin' Donuts and asking for their autograph, right? And it's so funny. But the minute they get that status, they act like it's a bother. Oh, people's fucking asking me for my autograph. Back when you were a struggling nobody, you would fucking knock somebody out to try to get that. It's the same thing with the UFC, man. They're calling up White's office or the UFC office begging for a shot to get into the UFC. I'll do anything. I'll fucking take the fight with 2 weeks notice, 10 grand, whatever. They just want to get in the door. But once they're in the door, and now they're making money, all of a sudden they look at the bottom line. In the beginning, you're looking at, I want to get my name out, but now all of a sudden they're headlining the fucking card, and they look at it and saying, okay, this thing did 1.2 million pay-per-views, and they start doing the math in their head, and they realize, shit, I got less than 2% of this whole motherfucker, and I was the headline. And that's where the trouble begins, because if they come at Dana and that thing, well, you need me. Well, me, you don't have nothing. Dana's like, yeah, maybe not right now in that division, but I got 19 guys behind you who are willing to take yours. And it's happened at George St. Pierre at the time, he was the McGregor, and before that it was the fucking Gracie. You know what I mean? It's always happened. There's always guys, Tito Ortiz, always a big star who starts thinking he's bigger than a promotion.
Brock Lesnar.
And then they walk away from it and they realize they're not.
Yeah. Yep, that's what boxing is.
I think he's going to go for, if Jermell Charlo's still around, he's going to fight Errol Spence, and he's going to try to become double undisputed and do business with the PVC.
You said Crawford, Gonzalo?
Well, that's what he's mentioned out of the horse's mouth. That's what Crawford said.
Oh, yeah, that's what he wanted to.
On the radar are Errol Spence, so don't even throw the Duran Ennis name at me. Errol Spence. Then he's going to move up to 54 and challenge Jermell Charlo.
Well, I know, like, because Tim Smith told him, and then even said it publicly, that we told him they didn't even make him an offer. That must have been crushing to him when he goes to talk to the PBC. Cross the street, they go to talk to him, and what do they say? Yeah, we're not even going to make you an offer, guy. We don't want to insult you. Meaning, we're going to offer you so much less than what Bob was paying you, you're going to be offended. But Bob's the racist.
What did Crawford think? What was Crawford thinking, that he was so big that he didn't need a promoter? Is this what Floyd started as well, that he doesn't need a promoter? Or maybe De La Hoya started that before.
Somebody got in his ear. There's rumors that after was a meeting with Al Heyman and fucking Floyd in Vegas, that was when he decided. And there's a connection between Al Heyman and Freeman, the lawyer who's representing representing Crawford, is a big connection there. Floyd used to date Maharikari, whatever you pronounce it. That's his number one client. He's an entertainment lawyer, Freeman, this guy who's representing. That's her lawyer. And then also, Freeman represented 2 or 3 major groups, bands, right, musical acts, who Al Heyman promoted, did world tours with. So he's already on a first name basis with Freeman. So that begs the question: how did Crawford come across Freeman to represent him in this thing with against Bob? And remember, Freeman also hates Bob because he represented Mickey Garcia against Bob and lost. So he already hates Bob. So, and again, they have nothing on Bob. They're going to try to make this thing go away before it goes to court, because if it goes to court, Freeman and Crawford are going to get their dicks kicked in badly. And then on top of everything else, he's going to have to pay Bob's fucking law costs, which he's going to be charging like $2,000 an hour. So it's going to be insane money that Crawford will be on the hook for if this goes to court and he loses.
Yeah, well, he deserves to get his dick kicked in after the low blow he gave Amir Khan. So, yeah.
Yeah, good point. All right. Well, maybe we should end the show. We've been going for almost 2 hours. And we're out of topics, I think. Yeah, anyways,
Right.
let's call it a day. Thank you for joining us, guys. Everybody on Discord, thank you very much.
Mucho, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Jimmy. All right. And everybody in the chat, I want to thank you for joining us. And everybody who donated, everybody who was in the chat, stay tuned for the next show. And always stay tuned for our second Renaissance show. If you haven't subscribed to the second Renaissance, please do. The link is in the description. It's a live stream show where we talk about anything and everything. That includes politics, the paranormal, conspiracy theories, and anything you can imagine. All right, guys. See ya.
Dark night. It's a night.